Oh, kaya mo cuma tahu kami nganita mamu. Oh, gua sana lah nganita mamu. Nimbula, ayaw Mr. Ben.
Ella ba?
Na magikiro manolo kinedyo na bima taka monisi kina fagarumbuka.
Ena Bula FM na madua ena siling.
How would you like to spend your morning? You could spend your morning like this. Or you could spend it like this.
Tune in to the Morning Ride every weekday morning from 9 a.m. till 12 p.m. right here on Today FM, Today's Hit Music.
Tonight, New Zealand lifts some sanctions against Fiji. The UK government welcomes developments in Fiji. And casino developers deny financial problems despite delays in construction. Good evening, I'm Jackie Spate and you're watching FBC News. The New Zealand government has announced a program of electoral assistance, development assistance and the easing of some sanctions in Fiji in order to support progress towards elections next year. Its Foreign Minister Murray McCully says they've welcomed recent moves towards elections, including the release of the final constitution, and wanted to support the elections process. Shireen Lata reports.
McCully says a senior official from the New Zealand Electoral Commission has recently participated in elections planning work in Fiji. He says New Zealand will now offer to resource the ongoing work that is taking place. The New Zealand Cabinet has also agreed to some changes which recognize both the progress that has been made in Fiji and the need for support for free and fair elections. New Zealand will also reinstate 10 postgraduate scholarships for Fijian students which have been suspended since 2006. Sporting sanctions will also be revoked. However, McCully says the individual bans will still apply to members of the team who are caught by sanctions on members of the regime and the military. He says over recent months the government has eased the operation of the travel sanctions, leaving them in place for key regime and military members, but easing the process around family members or less senior figures. McCully says New Zealand intends to continue down this path as further progress is made towards free and fair elections. Shireen Lata, FBC News.
And it seems the release of the Constitution has had positive effects internationally. The United Kingdom has also welcomed the process, saying it may assist in Fiji eventually being readmitted into the Commonwealth. Shireen Lata spoke with the British High Commissioner today.
In welcoming the release of Fiji's new constitution, British High Commissioner Roderick Drummond says the document will lead in a positive direction. Fiji was suspended from the Commonwealth after the 2006 coup. However, the latest developments happening here haven't gone unnoticed.
My Minister, Mr Swire, said just a few days ago, when he was in the region, all Commonwealth members want to see Fiji back in the Commonwealth family. That's something that we think is entirely right, and that the free and fair elections will provide the basis for that.
Roderick Drummond has openly welcomed the new constitution and the commitment shown by the Bainimarama government, even offering a helping hand for next year's elections.
You know, the Prime Minister set out in his speech around the announcement of the Constitution, and I think I agree with a lot of what he said about the past. But there's a lot of work to do between now and the elections next year, and we and other partners stand ready to assist. We're in discussion with the government of Fiji, and where they want assistance, we're ready to help provide it or facilitate.
Drummond goes on to say that while they welcome the positive steps towards elections, they will continue to monitor events here.
The Constitution provides a really positive framework take things forward. It's going to be very important that there's an independent electoral commission with an independent election supervisor, and that the arrangements for elections are done properly with full preparation.
Fiji is said to be on the agenda when the Commonwealth Secretariat has its next head of government meeting, where the British High Commissioner here is sure that the positive developments happening in the country will be discussed. Sharin Lata, FBC News.
A family in Nandi lost their 3-bedroom house to a fire this afternoon. This dramatic footage shows this home at Matavolivoli fully engulfed. Neighbors tried desperately to stop the fire from spreading to a nearby house by using buckets of water and a hosepipe. This is the first fire truck that arrived at the scene. Firefighters rushed to control the blaze, but by then it had already burnt the house down. We can confirm that no one was hurt in the incident. The owners, who are still in a state of shock, escaped unharmed. 100 Sands Limited, the developers of Fiji's first casino project, have stated the development is going ahead, even though there are still no signs of construction at their new site. Chairman Larry Claunch has denied facing financial problems, although the project has been delayed for over a year. And as Christopher Chand reports, they will have to pay a penalty of $100,000 from next month.
It seems that this project continues to face delays. Not much has taken shape since they announced their new site in June at the back of government pressure to start. In a statement, Larry Claunch has told us from abroad that they are proceeding with the project. He says they have several funding options. In the meantime, he continues to fund the project personally. Following initial groundworks 2 months ago, there is no visible indication of construction starting anytime soon. Claunch says significant site works will begin this year. He has been working with their architect in America to ensure the same look and style while adjusting the building layouts for the new site. The casino was to have opened by next month. As a result, they will have to pay the fine until it's completed. He says they fully intend to make the payment. However, their hopes are to turn it into something positive. He continues to look to the future to complete a very successful casino and convention center and to leave the negatives in the past where they belong. Although Claunch again stated that the project will take shape, any real signs of progress is yet to be seen. Christopher Chand, FBC News.
The Fiji Roads Authority is working with the Water Authority of Fiji to minimize problems during the course of their work. Over the past few days, there have been numerous burst water mains, some of which have been due to roadworks by the FRA. Chanel Sivan reports.
Over the last few days, there has been numerous reports of burst water mains from the Water Authority that's been causing supply disruptions to areas around Suva and Nosori. According to the Fiji Roads Authority, they can't avoid hitting the mains, most of which are at much shallower depth than where they should be.
We're trying to work with them where we can, where their mains are causing them a lot of problems. If we're going to be doing roadworks in those areas, we want to work with them to help them upgrade their system at the same time we're doing our roadworks, so that we can both walk away from the work and not worry about any damage to the road in the future.
Dale Nichols says they are liaising with the Water Authority to ensure both the water mains and the road are fixed up to the required standard.
The area where we are working is in Knowledge Street, where there has been some water disruption, and we are working in that area. We're upgrading Knowledge Street at the moment, but several of the laterals from the water main that goes and feeds the houses are at such a shallow depth that are in the road of the work that we're doing and not at the correct depth. So once again, we're working with Water Authority to assist them in making sure that the laterals are upgraded and put down at the correct depths.
Numerous attempts by FBC News to get a comment from Water Authority proved futile. I am told by these men here in Lami the main reason for water main bursts is because the piping system is old and are no longer able to sustain the pressure. Chanel Shivan, FBC News.
Under the government's new initiative, people in remote areas of Fiji now have access to what's fast becoming an essential service, the internet. Ritika Pratap reports.
Prime Minister Voringe Bainimarama yesterday opened government's 15th telecenter. 5 of these were opened this week in different schools in Vanuatu, and people have shown gratitude.
This venture will play a vital role in empowering learning for all Fijians in my community by providing free access to one of the great advances of modern age.
The telecenter at Lambasa Muslim College will benefit more than 376 students and about 3,000 people living in the area.
Be able to apply the online scholarships, and for our community, they don't have to travel to town. Even some people that don't know how to use internet. So in our community, so they are very fortunate enough to have such service.
For their researchers, especially for the Form 7s and 6s, it helps them a lot, as well as for the scholarships. Once it comes in online, they just can apply for that.
Prime Minister Voringe Bainimarama says this initiative is part of its government's vision to have a smarter Fiji.
Everything we do is designed to achieve that vision, whether it's training our young people to be tradespeople or farmers, giving people better access to scholarships, or in this instant, giving ordinary Fijians better access to information.
The government's vision is to have every Fijian privy to the most basic service. And while internet access may not be a need, it sure does fill the void in as far as connectivity to the world is concerned. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
In the news ahead, relocation guideline for migration of communities affected by climate change.
Isambolo binaka, na dango wadi soni dalai, na makio mani wasini ngono borota kina lali ne kabi, mai na tolu kina vitu, ena moni digina por rombuka, ena Bula FM, na bandu ena serre.
Bula, I'm Wame. Join me every weekday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. on The Center Show with classic hits from the 70s as well as the 80s right here on Gold FM.
Welcome back. You're watching FBC News. The government is in the final stages of adopting a relocation guideline that will manage the migration of communities affected by climate change. This was revealed by Foreign Affairs Minister Ratuinoke Kumbombola at the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change meeting in Nadi this morning. Ratuinoke said Fiji has been experiencing extreme weather more frequently and of greater intensity, in addition to other climate change events such as sea level rise. He said apart from the rigorous efforts being made to address climate change domestically, Fiji is also engaged in regional and global efforts.
Regionally, Fiji works continuously with its fellow Pacific Island countries in developing and implementing regional climate change strategies and in providing the international community strong and unified perspectives on how best to address the global challenge of climate change through genuine partnership and collaboration.
Defence Minister Chokethani Dokanasinga says the Nduavata community policing model will only succeed if people work to resolve differences and respect each other. While launching the model at Valelevu today, Dokanasinga said challenges faced by the community and the force in fighting crime are not impossible to solve. The minister emphasized that for the Nduavata initiative to work, there has to be trust, respect and confidence in working with police.
It is therefore incumbent on us and critical to ensure that the safety, security and prosperity of our children and grandchildren of our future, irrespective of your place in the community, that we stand up and provide the required leadership in our families.
The Southern Division is the biggest policing district, which includes Navua, Nasinu, Kandavu and Benga. A large number of people in Fiji suffer from cataracts and are not aware of it. This was revealed by a team from the Guangdong Eye Institution in China who visited Fiji for the first time this week to offer free eye consultations and clinics. Akosita Tale reports.
Cataract is mostly associated with old age. However, according to this team of professionals, here in Fiji, younger people are being found to have the eye disease.
Especially over 50 years old, many patients have the cataract. And another is either glaucoma. Some young people, even 40 years old people have the glaucoma. They must require medication and the surgery.
Dr. Go, a well-known eye specialist who conducts surgeries in Asian and American countries, says it's important that constant eye checks are done to allow for early treatment.
The people with the cataract must receive earlier cataract surgery. That will increase the level of living quality.
More than 200 people have been examined and treated for free by the team of specialists from China.
Many times I do the free surgery in China, helps the poor people and helps the people lived in the mountain, far from the city, far from the hospital, helps them to recover the vision.
The team gave away 333 pairs of glasses and bottles of eye drops. Their visit was organized in partnership with the Ministry of Health. Akosita Tale, FBC News.
Jamie joins us now with sports, and as I mentioned earlier, New Zealand has lifted sanctions on Fiji, so this must be good news for sporting bodies.
Definitely is, Jackie. This will give them a bit more flexibility with selecting teams travelling to New Zealand. We'll have more details on this after the break. Also coming up, former English coach interviewed for Sevens job, and PNG wins Pacific Mini Games. Stay with us.
नमस्ते दोस्तों, मिर्ची रफ्तार से मैं अश्निल सिंह। शामिल हो जाइए हमारे साथ मंडे टू फ्राइडे फ्रॉम 3 to 7 PM।
Nimbula, methangu nimilote na isorotumboa. Nama kia umena rua kina ona na via kavi moniti kina whakarombuka. Rongo mena via sana kina via baka barota kini nreko malolo. Ena Radio Fiji 1 na wongani via uniano. Ngai nama kia kina.
Welcome back to FBC Sports. As mentioned earlier, New Zealand will be easing off on certain sporting sanctions against Fiji, which have been in place since 2006. New Zealand Foreign Affairs Minister Murray McCully announced this today, meaning teams from Fiji will have free rein in selecting players and coaches. But he added individual bans will still apply to members of teams who are caught under sanctions on members of the regime and the military. The Fiji Rugby Union has confirmed former England mentor Ben Ryan was amongst those interviewed for the position of National Sevens coach. Ryan was interviewed by the FRU board, who will be making a decision on the successful candidate soon. Also interviewed were former coaches Etuate Wanga and Ileasa Tanivula, along with New Zealand-based Waisiki Masirewa. The Fiji Under-18 rugby side is gearing up for its tour to Australia later this month. This historic tour will see Fiji taking part in a three-way competition against the Australian and New Zealand schoolboys. Talenda Dakadaka reports.
The national Under-18 side stepped up its preparations for its upcoming tour. The camaraderie among the players has instilled pride and honor in donning the white jumper.
Being with students from the various schools that represented the teams for the year 2018, and to come together and to be in this team, it's for me, it's a memorable one. And being with different students from different backgrounds and coming together as one, wearing the white jumper, it's for me, personally for me, it's a very good achievement.
I'm very thankful that I've been chosen, and I'm looking forward to the games ahead. And I'd like to thank the Almighty for giving me this opportunity to represent our country and the strength. I'd like to thank all the people supporting us.
This tour is the first step in the development of players through age grade level towards the senior squad.
They have been included in the elite HPU unit. From there, the HPU team rugby house can be able to try and identify them on who's in the elite squad, and hopefully from there we build on them on their future, trying to represent.
The side shifts camp to Nandi next week before flying out to Sydney, Australia on Friday. Talendo Dakadaka, FBC Sports.
The FIFA World Cup trophy arrives into the country next Thursday with a footballing superstar accompanying it. Former French international Christian Karembeu, who is originally from New Caledonia, will be part of the visit. Indra Singh has more.
The news just keeps on getting better. As the countdown to the FIFA World Cup Trophy Tour by Coca-Cola continues, revelations today that a former winner will accompany the trophy to Fiji.
We're pleased to announce today that Christian Karembeu, a former French international World Cup player, will be accompanying the trophy to Fiji. And this is a fantastic opportunity for those that follow soccer to come out and actually meet him on the day that the trophy arrives, which is next Thursday, at the Nadi International Airport in Nadi.
This means while the people of the country will get to see the Gold Cup for the first time, they also get a chance to mingle with a man who has been fortunate to lift the title.
Hopefully that it becomes an inspiration. It becomes an inspiration to our youngsters out there, that to see that a Pacific Islander that actually held up the World Cup trophy once in his hand is actually bringing it back to our shores. And hopefully that South Pacific sharing of experiences we can pass on to our youngsters, to the people that are involved in soccer, the soccer-loving people in Fiji.
The importance of the trophy is showcased by the fact that Fiji's head of state will welcome the title, which to date has only been won by super football nations.
I want all families to come on down and take an advantage of having to witness the World Cup Trophy Tour by Coca-Cola with your own eyes, live, and probably, I can say live as much as could be out at Churchill Park.
As the Gold Cup leaves Brazil today for the World Cup Tour, it's only a week away from arriving into our nation, which has its fair share of football followers. So let the countdown to the trophy and Karembeu begin. Indra Singh, FBC Sports.
Papua New Guinea is the new Pacific Mini Games champions. They topped off the 2-week-long event in Wallace and Futuna with 30 gold, 26 silver and 31 bronze medals. Fiji, which was to defend its title from the last games in the Cook Islands, beat Samoa by 7 silver medals to finish off in 4th place. Tahiti came in 2nd overall, while New Caledonia was 3rd. At the closing ceremony today, sailor Graham Southwick was handed the honor as Team Fiji's flag bearer. The next mini games will be held in the Norfolk Islands in 2017, while in 2015, PNG will host the Pacific Games. And that's it from Sports Tonight. It's back to Jackie now with business.
Bank of the South Pacific has introduced its business online banking services. The bank says this solution will allow business owners to access their finances anytime from anywhere and is a secured internet-based application. BSP's country manager Kevin McCarthy says when business owners sign up with them, they receive a token which contains their authentication details every time they go online. Business owners can be online to pay their staff, bills and do account reconciliations.
This is one more innovation that we're bringing to the marketplace in terms of business banking. We are focusing to try and grow our share of business banking. It complements our existing premium banking facilities. We had those in Suva, Nandi and Lautoka that provide priority service to our business customers and also provide them the ability to do their banking transactions on a Saturday morning, which no other bank can offer.
McCarthy adds will be opening sales and business centres, the first one in Valilevu and the other will be at Pacific House Suva. Weather time now, and Jen, today's weather didn't seem too bad.
Yes, Jackie, it was basically a gorgeous sunny day for everyone. Suva, being Suva, had a little rain and a lot of cloudiness, but all in all, conditions were fine. Oh, it was also quite cloudy here in Savu-Savu. If you live in either Ba or Lambasa, you were the warmest today. Both centers were on 33 degrees. Savu-Savu, you were the coldest, followed by the capital and then the jet-set town. Clouds, clouds, and more clouds are expected tomorrow, but there should be sunny intervals throughout the day. Mariners expect rough seas and southeast winds at 20 to 25 knots. By the way, if you didn't know, a little birdie informed me that knots is the short form for nautical miles, which comes to about 1.15 regular miles. Boy, don't you just feel smart? Now, our West reporter Chris was lucky enough to visit the beautiful Mana Island. and snapped this for us. If you'd like to see your photos on the big screen, simply send your best pics to Citizens Eyes at fbc.com.fj.
Thanks so much for that, Genevieve. The headlines again. New Zealand lifts some sanctions against Fiji. The UK government welcomes developments in Fiji, and casino developers deny financial problems despite delays in construction. To the poll question now, when we ask, should the new Australian government liaise quickly with Fiji? Visit the FBC website to take part. Remember to send us newsworthy pictures and videos. Email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj. That's your news for tonight. Join us again tomorrow. Till then, good night.
जहाँ हो प्यार का बसेरा और रिश्तों की खुशबू, वो है आपका अपना घर संसार. Join me on Ghar Sansar, Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. till 12 p.m. only on Radio Fiji 2.
Hope you're enjoying the music right now on Gold FM. Only the classic hits, especially if you're spending your time at home or around the office. I certainly hope you're taking it easy and enjoying the music coming your way. Well, I got a whole lot more to keep you moving and to keep you going right up until you reach knock-off time. I'm Kara. Join me every weekday from 2 to 7 on The Ride, only on Gold FM.